Welcome back to Tao of Twang. So, quick follow up on that E jam from a few days ago. Heard some really cool stuff that some people were doing over this track, and I just wanted to show you a couple, like a routine of three or four, solid licks that you can really practice, and it'll kind of carry you through the whole progression and sort of uh, uh, with some phrasings that I think make sense for the style. But then, of course, as always on this channel, you want to, kind of practice it, digest it, and then kind of feed it back into, your own system. Okay. So here's what I did in that intro. Okay, that was the first, time around. And I went up here, and I'll show you that in a second. And I did some stuff that sounded really similar. Some of it was just an octave higher than what we did down here. And there were some different notes and stuff too. So it was a little bit more of a using the motif, but still really staying in the pocket of that groove. Okay. So here's what that first round looks like if we break it down. Okay. Now, don't worry about if you come in at just the exact same spot that I do and stuff. I think if you listen to it and play along with it after I show it to you, it kind of naturally sets you, at least it does me. It might be different for you in this kind of, it's seeded in there a certain way. But don't get hung up on that at first, because the stuff I'm showing you is so versatile. You play this over any blues jam, it's going to work out for you. You're just going to naturally shape it the way that works for you. So here that is again. Okay. I'm doing 2 frets when in the slowed down version. Sometimes I might be going, in real time, I might be going. Those are kind of interchangeable. But I don't know, it just seemed like that note felt good going up there when I kind of slowed it down and really listened to it. Okay. That was followed by. Okay. And I think sometimes I would probably likely go just back up to that E, to that octave. But, I kind of like that, leaving it on that flat 7 that second time around, because it kind of doesn't resolve it all the way. And it kind of says, oh, there's something else coming after this. So those 2 back to back are. Okay. Let's just try that out. And this is a good way to practice, okay, what I'm showing you. I'm kind of demonstrating, the practice method here in this video, as well as, I'm not gonna, it's gonna be a little less talk and a little more action. This is how we practice this stuff. You could do it anywhere, but to keep it. Okay. Now there I decided to go ahead and, there we go, do some of them stopping on the D, the flat 7th, and then every other one I would go up to the E. So that made a little routine, right? A little kind of, all right, there's an A and a B thing going on there, even though it's virtually the same thing. So little differences like that are how you start to carve out a more a well phrased and conversational and musical melodic solo. Okay. So here's the two things that I'm going to add. The last uh, little riff section of this. Okay. That third one's got a little bit more going on. That was timed slightly different, but I'm slowing it down. Okay, when you get that back up to speed, you can kind of naturally, and I encourage you to do what feels right to you. Don't, a lot of times I'll get hung up on the wrong stuff. I'll be watching something on YouTube and I'll just be like, there's something just, when I play back over it with this guy, there's something, one note's up. And then I'm like, okay, I did all this work. I'm 95%. It's good enough, right? So if you're like me, you just have to, kind of remind, get over it, right? That it's going to work, A couple days later, we're already on to the next, awesome thing that we found online or whatever, right? And we're not going to retain 100% of all of it. That's okay. So here's the three in sequence. Okay, now let's play that with the track, see what that's like. I'm waiting for it to come around each time. Okay, that makes sense. And you can, back that up or just, do it in a different order or whatever, right? Take the little piece of it if you really like it. Just borrow one part of it and kind of expand on that with your own stuff, right? But I want to give you a routine. I keep saying that. That's the theme here, because the muscle memory and stuff of this isn't just for this piece, right? You do anything that's got that E mixolydian, that just kind of classic move from E to D, and usually there's an A mixed in there if it's a cocaine type riff or something like that. All this stuff's going to work, so it's going to be worth your time to really train yourself to be able to do this sort of automatically, right? This isn't just about this little progression. So that's quite a bit. We could stop there, and I think this would be very worthwhile, and be enough to spend a fair amount of time on. But what I did in this when I went up to this 12th position was the first part of it was essentially the same thing an octave higher. And I probably bend it instead of sliding it, right? Either one would work. Okay. And then I may have done right? Kind of a different, it's the same timing. It's like I'm saying the same sentence, but changing the inflection or a couple of syllables in those words, right? That would be literally the same as what we did down here. Right? Sometimes ending on the D. Sometimes ending on the E, right? So. Stuff like that, right? Then I just did something that really was different. I think I went. And I'm just going to leave that one kind of, so I kind of flubbed that one. Sometimes when you slow it down, you actually make more mistakes. I'm just going to give you kind of a little frame right here. right? Don't worry about the note for note on that part, but just try to each time try to improvise a little blues lick that uses that kind of. You can start it up at the top. That's a good lick right there. This will be the last part. There. And yeah, I did it. I put that extra little tail on there, didn't I? A little punctuation. That's just a little style, point right there. Um, and when you do something like this repetitively, it gets a synergy about it, right? Your mind starts to shut off from it. You're not having to think like this fret, that fret, you let go and you start to make little embellishments and things that are really coming from your body, not your head. Okay? But to get there, it takes repetition. So hopefully this is will serve as an example, and if you like the style, one that you can really invest in, of that process, right? Simple note sequences with thoughtful phrasing, repeated until they become more or less automatic. Then you let yourself go. You start adding your own stuff in there, and before you know it, you're moving out in every direction. All right, let me know how this one goes. Take care.